Yes, I know. I should have watched the first movie to learn more about these characters in clear detail than to see this newest installment from Tom Cruise. Calm down. I'll check out the first movie eventually. But for now, for what I saw in this movie, Tom Cruise delivers, man! Yo, what is up, my Cinedroids? G to the S here. Today, I'm gonna be reviewing Tom Cruise's latest thrilling theatrical escapade, Top Gun Maverick. After more than 30 years as one of the Navy's top aviators, Pete Maverick Mitchell, played by Mr. Crazy Cruise himself like I mentioned earlier, is where he belongs. Pushing the envelope as a courageous test pilot and dodging the advancement in rank that would ground him. Training a detachment of graduates for a special assignment, Maverick must confront the ghosts of his past and his deepest fears, culminating in a mission that demands the ultimate sacrifice from those who choose to fly. Now, first off, do I need to say more about the camera work and cinematography in this movie? Granted, I didn't see it in IMAX, which is a bummer. I saw it at a regular theater auditorium that is closest to where I currently live in right now. But I still think that the movie looks crisp and sharp when it comes to the movie's camera work. That's all I'm passionate about, IMAX or not. And they look fantastic in this movie. When it comes to the dogfights, if I'm getting ahead of myself in terms of the movie's use of action sequences in it, the swooping camera shots are insane. I don't even know how they did it. But you know what? It's best that I don't even want to know at this point. That's the beauty of filmmaking magic. And the people behind this movie, yes, even the director of the two recent Mission Impossible movies, Christopher McQuarrie, who was also involved in the making of this film, did a stellar job at bringing this kind of filmmaking to life. Now, in terms of box office results, I know it didn't do as much as Avengers Endgame. I mean, that movie broke an insane record of a whopping $2 billion as of 2019, which is crazy. But this movie made some huge box office results regardless. It's still a pretty successful movie. And as for the budget to make it, I don't know if they spent that money for the CGI or for the practical effects. But whichever one they spent money on, they both look stunning to watch. Again, I couldn't tell if this movie was either CG or practical. But in terms of execution, that's the charm of a movie tricking your eyes and making you assume that it was either done on a computer or if it was handmade in real life. The scenes where the Navy SEALs are flying in their jets are the highlights of this movie for me. And again, I know I keep reiterating myself, but I'm sorry, I can't help it. It just looks amazing. I also thought the story and plotline in this movie was engaging to watch. Again, crucify me all you want, I have not seen the first movie yet. But in terms of character development and dramatic tone, I feel like this movie did an excellent job at showing us what the characters are going through, instead of giving us exposition telling us what the characters are feeling and what they're up against, even if they think that's what the script calls for it. And to that I say, that's not how that works when you make a character-driven movie. Take M. Night Shyamalan's Last Airbender movie, for example. I said in my review, and pretty much everyone else on the internet agrees with me, you can check out that review if you want, but I said something along the lines that if you tell us what a character is feeling, rather than showing it to us in flashback sequence with no dialogue at all, it almost ruins the effect of good character development. And as a result of that, it makes me care less about the characters. But this movie played it right. The flashback scenes where the movie shows us the characters' emotional struggles without saying a single word amps up the dramatic tension for me. That's what I mostly paid to see, and this movie delivered on that in flying colors. Literally. I gotta give kudos to both Paramount and Skydance for making us care for the characters in this one. I was on the edge of my seat during moments where the characters are heading towards enemy territory, and they got shot left and right. No spoilers. But this movie did an awesome job at creating emotional tension not only for the characters, but for us, the audience that is watching. And I was in a theater auditorium that is packed with a lot of people, including kids that went to see it with me. Like, there was this little girl that went to see this movie with her dad or something. Not to put shade on that subject or anything, but it seemed like that this movie was a huge deal for people. Most of the people who grew up with the original Top Gun movie wanted to see a continuation of its predecessor. And for me, I have no problem with that whatsoever. Also, the direction coaching from Joseph Kosinski was stellar also. I mean, what more needs to be said about Mr. Cruise? I mean, he is a bit crazy, but that doesn't mean that he can't deliver his lines like a boss. He knows how to act in a movie. He knows how to deliver emotion to his character. He's the man when it comes to the movies he appears in. But all the other people that were involved in this, Miles Teller, Val Kilmer, Jennifer Connelly, Glenn Powell, Ed Harris from The Truman Show, and even John Hamm in this movie, they all did an excellent job at bringing these characters to life. I won't go into too much detail on that subject because not only will that be considered a spoiler, but this review would go on forever. So if I have to think of problems that this film has for me to discuss, turns out I can't find any. It was well paced, well structured, well choreographed, and well shot. I have no problems with the film whatsoever. I mean, I know I'm supposed to find flaws within a movie, but I'm the type of guy who sees the good in film rather than the bad. But still, with that being said, folks, in the end, I thought Top Gun Maverick was an amazing return to form for classic Hollywood filmmaking. Like I said, it was well acted, the camera work was stunning to watch, the characters were very fleshed out and memorable, the emotional depth was well structured, and the action sequences were thrilling to watch. In short, I loved it. And I cannot wait to see Tom Cruise make his grand return once Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 hits theaters soon. Do not let me down, my dude. But in the meantime, I rate Top Gun Maverick a solid 5 out of 5 stars. Great movie to watch if you're in the mood for some old school action movie fun. In fact, this movie is strictly made for that type of genre. I highly recommend it. So Top Gun Maverick, have you seen it? If you haven't, do yourself a favor and go see it. You're doing ourselves a disservice at this point. It's such a good movie. But for those of you who have, come back and let me know in the comments what you thought about it. Also, if you like this video and you want to see some more, make sure that like button shines in your face. That'll totally help me out a ton. Also, share it with your family and friends and favorite it. That's a very good way to show support for this review. Also, if you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe and ring that bell right next to you so you can be notified of future videos that I have in store for you. Also, if you want a shout out in a future video, just follow me on both Instagram and Twitter and I will choose one of my Cinedroids to be displayed as a shout out. The link's in the description below. And also, I have a TikTok account for you guys where I do whistle covers as well as singing duets with my sister every once in a blue moon as well. So if you guys are interested, the link's also down below this video. And also, if you want to subscribe to my gaming channel, there's either a link in the description or at the icon card at the top right corner of your screen. Go over there, subscribe, and let's have fun together. But until then, I'll see you next time. Peace out.